But yeah, it's the brand new one for this year. It's very exciting indeed. This is Survival Games.
And this is our legacy.
Camera action.
Yo, what is going on guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone. So with Thorpe Park's brand new event for 2022 Carnival now being over, it means we are getting even closer to the best event of the year, Fright Nights. And today I'm going to be heading inside Thorpe Park to go and show you where all of this year's Fright Nights editions will be located and giving you some information on each and every scare zone, maze and experience that you can expect at this year's Fright Nights event. So let's head into the park. So my first stop today is over here at Amity. I've actually come over to the Sunken Gardens just so it's a little bit quieter audio-wise as you can actually hear me. But yeah, this year, once again, we have the return of Amity High versus Thorpe here in Stealth's Plaza. However, this year, the zone is being called Graduation Sucks. That's right, Amity High has of course been here for many, many years now. And since then, Thorpe have been introduced to Fright Nights. They started crashing the dance. And then after that, of course, Thorpe and Amity High joined together in this scare zone. And this year is once again the same. However, it's graduation year. Now, the park haven't actually confirmed what this graduation year means for the future of Amity High and Thorpe. However, in terms of this year's event, we do know that the Flash Mob will once again be returning, and yeah, the Thorpe werewolves and the Amity vampires will be roaming around the Stealth Plaza just like previous years. However, this year, spirits must be high. It's graduation year. Now, at the moment, we haven't had the stage or any buses moved into the area. However, there are certain markings on the floor where some of these big theming pieces normally go. So my next stop today is over here in the Dockyard, where for the first time ever at Fright Nights, we've got two Fright Nights offerings in this area. First of all, we've got the returning Birthday Bash show / kind of scare zone taking place just outside of Darren Brown's Ghost Train. This show was obviously introduced at last year's Fright Nights event for the 20th birthday, but with this year's Fright Nights being themed to the 21st birthday of Fright Nights, it is of course returning with, I believe, some slightly different characters and a new and improved show. So yeah, that's going to be taking place on that stage, which is currently being constructed for Oktoberfest, but will of course then remain for Fright Nights as well. Now, just next to Birthday Bash, on this pathway underneath Nemesis Inferno's lift hill, we have our brand new scare zone for this year called Death's Doors. Now, essentially, down this scare zone, Thorpe Park are going to be constructing an entire neighbourhood in which you can go and knock on 21 individual doors. Now, behind each door, there'll be different monsters, some nice and some not so nice, who, yeah, open the door and give you a nice scare or interact with you in general. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for this brand new scare zone. It's a very interactive zone for Thorpe Park, something they haven't really done before. So yeah, be sure to head down underneath Nemesis Inferno to come and check it out. It's a completely free scare zone. You don't have to pay to go through it, and you can go through it as many times as you want throughout the day. But yeah, that's a brand new scare zone for this year, Death's Doors. So just down the path from the Dockyard, we find our first maze at this year's Fright Nights event. It is Trailers. Now, of course, this maze has been open during the Carnival event as Trailers break out at Bozo's. However, at this year's Fright Nights, it will just be returning as Trailers. Obviously, it was a brand new maze at last year's Fright Nights. So yeah, it'll be really nice to once again head through the Super Spark Cinema at this year's event. This is our first maze. Let's head down to Old Town to check out our second maze. So over here in Old Town, we have our second live action horror maze at this year's Fright Nights. It's a returning maze, Creek Freak Massacre. However, this year it's being called Creek Freak Massacre The Final Cut, because this will be Creek Freak Massacre's final year here at Fright Nights, and that's all because of the construction taking place here in Old Town, or the construction that will hopefully take place in Old Town, I should say, for Project Exodus, the park's brand new roller coaster, which is due to be the tallest in the UK. But yeah, Creek Freak unfortunately is having to leave the park because of the construction that will take place because of that. So yeah, the Buckwheats have one last year inside the sawmill, and because of all of this construction, they're actually moving the entrance to Creek Freak Massacre, at least I think they are, over to where you used to enter platform 15, so just next to Samurai. And yeah, once you exit the maze this year, you won't be able to go into the rest of Old Town because it's currently a construction site. Now, the Buckwheats aren't only going to be in Creek Freak Massacre this year, they're also breaking out of Old Town for the first time ever entirely, because Creek Freaks Unchained this year are the roaming team, which means anywhere on the island you can encounter a Buckwheat. So just like the Crows did the last 2 years, and amazing roaming teams like Your Next back in the day, yeah, they're going to be walking around the entire park scaring you wherever you may be. Now over here underneath Saw the Ride, we have the entrance to another scare zone at this year's Fright Nights, which is currently boarded off, but this is where you'll head to for the scare zone, the Crows of Mawkin Meadow. Now of course the Crows were introduced to Fright Nights 2 years ago now as a roaming team that walked around the park. However, last year they found their home in this scare zone here, Mawkin Meadow, which is once again returning this year. However, when Thorpe Park were asked on Twitter where the location would be, they said they will be in the same location again this year. However, there would be more of Mawkin to explore. So yeah, definitely head down here this Fright Night to come and check it out. There's a lot of speculation at the moment as to if the old Saw Alive queue line could be used as part of this scare zone, because it's still early September and they've already closed off this area, and there has been a little bit of work spotted taking place in this queue line. But yeah, the award-winning scare zone, the Crows of Mawkin Meadow, will be back for this year's Fright Nights. Oh yes. So just in this corner over here is where you will exit the scare zone, the Crows of Mawkin Meadow. And this year we have a brand new experience taking place in this part of the park. That's right, the terminal is going to be located here at this year's Fright Nights. Now, the terminal is actually an audio scare experience in collaboration with Thorpe Park and Darkfield, who are a company who specialise in audio experiences. Now, unfortunately, I've never actually done a Darkfield attraction. However, I have heard incredible reviews, which is making me very, very excited to check out the terminal this year. Now, essentially, within the terminal, you will be put into your own individual isolation crypto pod, the park are calling it. So you'll pretty much be on your own basically, and you'll have some headphones in which there will be kind of spatial audio which will tell you the narrative of how you're being taken to a far off planet. However, things on the way are not going to go too well. There's going to be monsters kind of invading the ship, and things are basically going to go wrong in the terminal. So yeah, it's an experience that hasn't really been done at Fright Nights before. So yeah, that's going to be taking place right here. It is a paid extra experience, so you can get it in the package along with your other mazes, or you can just buy a single ticket to go and experience it. It's an iconic spot for Fright Nights, this area. We've had amazing horror mazes like My Bloody Valentine, The Big Top, The Walking Dead Do or Die, all located in this area. So yeah, I'm very excited to have a brand new scare experience here this year. So I've saved the best till last. That's right, I'm now over here at Swarm Island to take you guys over to the brand new maze for this year's Fright Nights, Survival Games. That's right, in previous years we've had things like the Swarm Invasion located on Swarm Island. However, this maze is actually located just in these gates to the side of the Swarm next to the toilet block. So come with me as I discuss what's going to happen in Survival Games. Oh yeah, so I've stuck my high vis on for this, but as you can see behind me, we have the very active construction site for this year's brand new maze, Survival Games. It's one of the biggest mazes the park have ever had, and oh boy, it's going to be very intense. Now, the maze is actually a free flow attraction, meaning at points within the attraction, you'll be able to choose different routes as you go through the maze. It's not just one set linear route, like Trailers and Creek Freak Massacre are. Now, the story for Survival Games is that essentially it's a game show that's broadcast on TV and stuff. And essentially, by going on the TV show, you can elevate your social status. So by going on the game show and surviving the game show, you can then become one of society's elites. Like, you're one of the top dogs, you're like the Kim Kardashian of the world. And yeah, essentially Survival Games, the TV show, tours different places, and this year it is at Thorpe Park. So within the actual Survival Games maze, you're gonna come across assassins who essentially are there to kill you within the game show, because they don't want you walking away with the prize. So yeah, essentially to come and experience the maze, you'll come through that gate, as I said, come down this path, over the bridge, and then you'll join a queue line just there, and then you'll head into the massive maze that is just behind me. But yeah, it's the brand new one for this year. It's very exciting indeed. This is Survival Games. So that brings me to the end of this cool little Fright Nights guide video. Now I'm actually heading off to Florida, Orlando, tomorrow morning at the time of filming this video. So by the time you're watching this, I'll be over in America having the time of my life. So yeah, unfortunately there won't be another Fright Nights update for about a week and a bit, but as soon as I'm back, I'll be straight back at the park checking out what will hopefully be quite a bit of construction. But yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. If you have, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and of course, be sure to subscribe for even more Fright Nights videos. And otherwise, my name's TheJackSilkstone. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.